it's those first 2 rotations I'm looking out for from the Secret supports. The first rotation to Jug's lane in order to kill Collapse with the Ink Swell, and then the second one diving Tokyo's mid tower. So if either of these cores on Team Spirit suffer early, I don't think the Morphling's gonna have time to get to his Ag Scepter timing.
And not only does Team Spirit have the lore going on, where they have Tidehunter Kunkka, and then they have the water in the Morphling.
Wow. Yes.
Also,
that's very good.
Tidehunter and Kunkka, it's very disruptive in team fights. I don't know if you guys have fought against double Ravage and Torrent Storm in a game, but it feels like you're just always stunned. You can't walk into fights, and you can't even get a BKB or have Jug Spin or anything like that, because it just covers too much. If Spirit goes late game, it's an easy game.
Well, we're going to see what Secret's coach thinks, as Reaction Slacks is there in the sidelines about to ask Heen some questions.
Hey there, Heen. Thank you so much for taking time to speak to us. Grimstroke, not the most popular hero this tournament. You seem pretty confident picking it. You think it still works in this lineup?
Well, we haven't played it so far in this tournament, so we're about to find out for ourselves. It's just that at this point in the tournament, we've kind of developed the feeling for heroes without even playing.
In a Team Secret versus Team Spirit.
How's the team's energy right now in the booth after game 1? Are they ready to continue this?
We're super happy with the way we played game 1, so just positive vibes all around.
All right. Well, we'll see if those positive vibes continue. Thank you for your time, and we'll throw it straight into the game with Sunsfan and Syndra.
Thank you, sir. Action Slack Sunsfan with Syndra. We got game number 2 of this best of 3 of the lower bracket finals for TI-10 Syndra.
Karena saya pantang menyerah, mari kita coba live di YouTube yuk. Abet Ansel. Let's go, coba. Kena ban juga nggak ada ya di YouTube? Gak tahu gue. Let's go, nobar.
Very, very differently. And interestingly enough, it's not really a flip of the last game exactly, but the team that feels more on a timer is now on the other side, right? In the last game we were debating, okay, Team Spirit, you know, you're going to look for these skirmishy fights, you're going to try to play fast, and Secret will eventually outmatch you and have stronger team fight in late game. This time around, it might be the other way around, and Secret will need to play a little bit faster, probably. The good news for Secret is when it comes to winning early games, there is a guy on a hero in the pink slot right now that has a very high impact in general when it comes to that. Puppy on the Enchantress can be absolutely disgustingly strong early on in the right conditions.
It's really disgusting.
And I see this as the kind of game where Enchantress can actually shine. You're not playing against anyone who deals with your Enchanted creep. You have really good lane partners to gank for in the Magnus, the Void Spirit, and the Jugger. So all eyes on Puppy, I think, in this game to get Secret ahead.
Got the Earth Spike to come out onto Zai with the Bramble to follow. He is forced to skewer, but will live through the day, Cinderman.
Itu betul.
He'll be able to walk back and should be able to be fine to help contest these bounties, I would assume. Not sure if Team Spirit's going to stick around for a while, but do get some good damage to start this game out.
Prediksi gue yang juara TI 10 sih PSG LGD, Joy. PSG LGD. Okay, collapse. There is trouble. Matu. Collapse. Ini dia yang ngeri nih pakai apanya tuh. Magnus. Babang collapse. Gue liat di YouTube lah, boleh kayaknya. Halo. Halo, Clown NA.
But it is the Kunkka versus Void Spirit matchup. Toronto Tokyo versus Nisha. Kunkka typically very good against melee heroes. Do you agree with the panel on this matchup overall? He's favored in this lane.
B, bagi tenggo B. Toko Java Mocha.
I don't think it was it Void Spirit in one of the games? I don't remember, but they ran it as well. And had great success with nothing to say on that mid Kunkka against one of the melee spirits. So yeah, expecting Toronto Tokyo to pull ahead here. Obviously has the added luxury of being able to very quickly farm small camps on the side. So it can just push out, take this, come back to lane, and get even outscale the Void Spirit in terms of the farming capability on the side camp as well. Void Spirit isn't as good at it early on. He will eventually be equally quick when he has levels. But in the beginning, Nisha will be playing at that disadvantage.
to be that absolute nuisance that you were talking about earlier. Has that troll creep, which finally runs out, but in addition to the Blightstone that he started the game with, just very annoying to deal with.
Here, I think. Or is he gonna go all the way for the
Golem?
do the pull?
Okay.
Creep.
Nge-lag nggak sih?
This is the small camp you want to see if you're looking to deny a wave. The ghost camp is very, very good at killing the creep wave, and he's going to protect it as well with his own hero, as well as one little skelly boy running after Mira here. And now he's going to go and take a golem.
Uh-oh. Golem time. There's first stun coming out. As Mira just going to continue to get harassed here, but this is kind of what he has to do. Ramble. All right. We'll connect on the puppy. Oh, we get two procs on it. Puppy out.
Bye-bye, puppy.
Mira here, and the tip ensues, Cinderin.
That was just flat out a rare mistake there from Puppy. Usually very mechanically skilled support player, but mouse was not working as intended there as he walked into two brambles. I think the first one might have been undodgeable, but the second one definitely wasn't.
Mouse was not working, and potentially his monitor if it continues to go down that road. We've seen that before.
Well, when I did play the show match yesterday, my monitor did go black, so maybe that's what happened. Explain what's happening there. But he's definitely back. He CP'd correctly, so he does see everything.
Puppy and Cinder are good friends, guys. Very good friends.
Okay. I believe you.
One thing I do want to mention, Cinderin, the Grimstroke here.
Yeah.
You talked about how the Phantom's Embrace is really good against Tide because he can't crack and shell it off. What about the late game potential with like Dark Portrait against a Morphling? That does sound very good. That
is very good indeed. Yeah, I think it's something YapzOr will be considering. Obviously, about Dark Portrait, it is magic immune. Can't really hit it with stuff from Team Spirit, and it's very fast. So only in their lineup, only really Morphling himself can kill off that portrait. So would imagine YapzOr has definitely got that in his mind. But to me, the primary reason they're picking it is they want a support that pairs up well with Jug. Oh, we're seeing Jug kill Mirror here. No way out of that one.
Blade Fury finishes him off. As Collapse is going to take some residual damage as well.
So, yeah, Grim together with Jug, the Inkswell, and of course the silence against Tide.
Chase Shockwave back into the right click of Zai. So Secret off to a good start in terms of just the kills here. We can see mid is advantage for Team Spirit, 31-3 to the 23-5 of Void Spirit.
Keep in mind that a lot of those CS are the small camp, so basically neck and neck in gold right now. 50 ahead here for Toronto, Tokyo. Surprisingly enough, there's more denies on the Void Spirit than on the Kunkka, who will often be able to bully out the other melee hero and then find those denies, but hasn't really been able to dominate Nisha. Nisha, again, similar to Game 1, just doing exceptionally well in lane.
Doing what he needs to do for sure.
And now that he's level 5, now he can start doing the same thing as Kunkka. So he's going to be farming up the small camp next to the lane and close in on his level 6.
So from Secret side, Juggernaut, Cinderin, not a hero.
With
It's not
Saber.
a standard carry these days. Like Morphling feels like more of a go-to pick for a lot of teams. Is Mira
BOD.
versus
BOD.
Puppy again. See if he gets
Ah,
brambled
1x
twice.
BOD.
Not this time around. But going late game, Secret, like, can they survive the late game? Jug does scale better than he used to, but still not the traditional like super mega hard carry that we're used to seeing.
And I would say theoretically speaking, yes. I think their lineup can handle late game. You do have obviously hang on, Collapse. Okay, Matsu will yield. Back off. Empowered Void Spirit and Jug can definitely fight late game. It does feel like the execution ultimately should be easier for Team Spirit with the Morph Willow, with double Ravage when Tide gets Refresher. There's just a lot of stuff that Secret will need to play around effectively, but there's no time in this game that I would just flat out write them off. You know, I would favor the other team at some point, but the Dire lineup can definitely win this game even come super late game. So obviously, RP is always going to be an X factor. BKB piercing stun, empowered cores. The portrait might become the X factor, as you pointed out, as well. So I think Secret aren't too concerned.
Okay. As we see Blade Fury from Matu in the top lane, you can see the Centaur making his way over to try to get a potential stomp here, but Shadow Realm going to keep Mira alive at the very least. Collapse very low on HP here, and Matu does have his ult, but no mana to work with. His Puppy going to get ganked here from Toronto, Tokyo. X with the boat coming in. And Collapse just wants to get some XP here, Cinder. Oh, okay, the stomp comes out. Puppy still survives, but finally that second right click.
Yeah, if that stomp would have hit, he might have lived. Both of the Team Spirit heroes just narrowly dodging it there. So it's a good gank from Toronto.
Brother lagi pada KB Volva Volva KBOG kerja. Koret lagi di atas.
I don't think he saw him.
Oh man, that was super close.
He must have. The TP out from collapse there.
Was looking for the higher priority kill potentially.
Yeah.
Maklain aja Nobar lah.
Very wary of this area now, but is back to basically full HP. And Toronto Tokyo on this Kunkka Cinderin.
Toronto Tokyo.
We've seen
Dokter Tirta nih.
We don't really see Radiance anymore, but I mean, it's not the most unusual thing for a mid Kunkka.
Might go face armlet.
Okay.
Nisha's opening up on him a bit, just harass.
Level advantage right now going the way of Toronto Tokyo, by the way. Nisha just trying to be annoying here. But yeah, you like
Prot.
Halberd doesn't sound too bad. Halberd against Jug can be a little bit dicey because, you know, you need to find the right timing to get it off between Omni Slash and Spin, but it also just gives you the inherent tankiness.
Yapzor looks
Dapat
very
satu
dead here. Nice setup
di
of
Hex.
Team Spirit.
Cakep Yatoro.
Very kindly gives the kill
Oh, si Yatoro cukur rambut, Yatoro jadi botak. Kenapa ini si Yatoro botak? Nih, ini bawah nih kameranya.
So you say. Still
I
very
have
even game to start
statistical evidence that it's better spent on me.
Stats lie. I'm pretty sure that's a segment I've heard of. Collapse now level 6, so Ravage is good to go. It looks like bottles can be refilled here in the mid lane for Nisha. So what's the go time for each team? Is there a certain item? Is there a certain level? Is like mid potential
Okay.
Toronto Tokyo taking heavy damage, still has his boat to work with. And here it comes, the rum buff is there, but Astral Step is going to do a lot of damage. In the meantime, the reinforcements have arrived. Look at the Tiebringer just destroying Yapzor. And there's the Curse Crown into the right click. Mir actually gets credit for that one. It's a 2 for nothing as Toronto Tokyo being pursued by Zai. Not able to find an RP though. And now Puppey is going to take heavy harassment. In addition to this, Tiebringer with the X into the Torrent. That's going to be 3 kills potentially going the way of Team Spirit, but there's the RP to try to counteract this. Zai gets it off onto Mir, but the Shadow Realm keeps him alive for now. The Hadouken is coming from the Seder Tormentor Cinder, and the Skewer's going to miss, but the Shockwave into the Hadouken. Puppey gets credit for that one.
What a sick combo, Shockwave into Shockwave.
That's right.
They didn't have a new name for that one.
That's why I call it Hadouken.
Is that the only spell that...
That's a terrible time for trivia because we have an X into the Torrent again. Toronto Tokyo won't be able to find the kill here, but is wreaking havoc right now on Team Secret. Such a difficult hero to kill in general, especially once he gets that boat off with all that damage mitigation.
Spirit had a very good read there of how much they could get away with on Toronto Tokyo. Very nicely done, and they do come out victorious in that fight slightly. And with RP down for another minute, Secret will probably just chill, farm, and more than likely look to stack up some more Ancients. They haven't really stacked yet, and I think now is the time that you want to start building up for Jugger to really start making some progress. Puppey will stack both camps here. Leave the bounty. No, he will take it. Change his mind. And this shouldn't be a surprising thing for Spirit either. In the next couple of minutes, they will want to try to invade that triangle, get vision out, and try to fight. Their team fight obviously extremely strong on the back of Kunkka, Willow, as well as Tide. When they all have their 6s, Willow is a little bit away. I would imagine they give him the tome and give
Playoff nggak kembali sel, kagak.
very close.
Ada event.
The tome should be flying out to Willow. It is indeed. So Miposhka should be looking to find that finger of death somewhere sometime soon.
Yataro queuing up the S and Y into E-Blade. We'll see if he...
Iya,
Secret
satu
is
satu.
by the way. Very, very centric around that bottom half. Obviously, again, multi-purpose warding. They want to get info about the enemy team on their sides. They can make ganks, but this also effectively works as a very nice protective layer for the triangle. Since invasive moves from Spirit will be impossible without a smoke, and if they smoke, they're likely to do it down here, so Secret will see it coming and won't have to be scared of the smoke all the time when heroes are missing. They will simply know when it gets popped. Bottom lane.
Yeah, Matu trying to push here. We see some TPs here. There's an Earth Spike into the waveform with Toronto Tokyo making his presence known, but the healing ward does go off for Matu, keeping him alive. Looks like he'll be just fine as a result. Zai does get X though after the skewer comes through. Gets the RP off though. That's against a counter Magnus it looks like as Yataro jumps in with that waveform, but the double damage on Nisha. He's gonna get waveform into death. Big death there for Secret. Nicely done from Team Spirit, knowing their limits.
Great hex from Miposhka there as soon as he comes out of that dissimulate. Gets instant hex, doesn't get a chance to use the second astral step. And they do find a kill, defend their tower effectively with this, at least for now. They will expend a lot of spell threat, however. Only Ravage is really online. I think if Spirit want to hold this tower, they need to bring down Tide now, or they're likely to concede it. Secret are kind of sticking around. They seem a little bit indecisive, but well, they had a feeling there was a ward. They're going to find that one. Xmark.
Yep. Matu will be fine here. We did see Morphling turn into Magnuson. That is kind of hilarious. You waveform in, you skewer them back.
Yeah.
I mean, this early on, that's basically like having a blink dagger. That has pretty high impact.
You get him power too.
Yeah, true.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, Nisha.
On Morph.
See the smoke coming in from Team Spirit. Looks like Nisha is going to be their target of choice. A very slippery hero to find, though, but that's what X is for. But Nisha already on his way to his jungle.
Yeah, going for a different build this game.
This will be a little bit harder. They can get the Torrent to start things off into the Arsenal
Wow.
and the finger. Nicely done from Team Spirit.
Matu
Blade Fury did
dia.
not go off in time for Matu.
Despite all of those
Hilang,
Secret
hilang.
had earlier, two of them either got expired or dewarded, and they just did not have the read that this play was coming in from Team Spirit. Very nice with the Torrent opener and the burst. And they're going to just rotate straight back down to bottom to try and still defend this tower when the Jugger isn't here pushing.